Well, Google stock is back today. They just released earnings and the stock is going absolutely parabolic. Well, it's up about 6% after hours, which for a massive billion-dollar corporation, that is a huge move. That is billions of dollars getting invested just like that because of the possibility of good growth. So we're going to be talking about what's going on. Should you buy? Should you sell? Giving you guys some of my price targets. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump into this. So like I said here, Google today, they released their earnings. So in simple terms, this is when the company comes out and they give you all of the good, they give you all of the bad, and honestly, they did not disappoint, right? Looking at the chart here, what do we notice? The stock went from about $169 to $180 in the matter of about 2 hours. And this is because they beat their expectations. So what happens is before the earnings, Wall Street comes out and they go, hey, I expect Google to bring in $1. Now, if Google brings in $1.50, this causes investors to flock to this because they're beating expectations on what Wall Street sets. So looking at some of the fundamentals here and looking at kind of what happened here is this is how the revenue was broken down here. Obviously, the company reported, a huge beat, and they reported earnings per share of $2.12, which beat the estimate of $1.84. But more importantly here is some of the revenue. So Google search, they brought in about $49.4 billion. And they're expected to bring in about 44. YouTube ads brought in about 8.9 billion. They're supposed to bring in about 8 billion. The Google network brought in about 7.5 billion, expected to bring in about 7.7. So a little dip down on that, as well as the total Google advertising right now was at about $65.9 billion. And they were supposed to bring in about $59.6 billion. So beating expectations by $6 billion is a huge thing. Also, the company reported Google subscribers, platform, and devices revenue of 10.7, up from 8.3 billion in the year prior. The Google Cloud revenue, which has been Google's main struggle this past year, was up, and that was at about 11.4 billion. So everything is doing really, really well, right? The total across pretty much all of Google Cloud revenues were up about 35% year over year. So this is a huge, huge thing. So to answer that question of should you buy Google, I think it all comes down to time frame. It comes down to the approach. So I think my price target for Google is probably about 225. And honestly, I think that's a very fair expectation. And so I do think right now, yes, you could be paying a little premium for the stock, but $1 cost average it. So invest consistently will help dwindle down, and as the stock sells off a little bit, you could average in on your position. And overall, I just think Google, looking back in 5, 10, 15 years, we're going to be wishing we would have bought more at these current prices. I think the demand for technology, artificial intelligence, and software and data is only going to continue to increase. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you guys did, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you want to learn more about swing trading, check out our school, private live streams, quizzes, lectures, a group chat, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys in there. And that's everything to know about Google in under 4 minutes. So see you guys.